Every 13.7 minutes, someone dies by suicide, and every 40 seconds, someone attempts to take their life. And on December 2nd, 2013, at 3 in the morning, I'm looking at my depression right in its ugly, twisted face, and I wish that was a metaphor. But this happens every night, almost every 40 seconds. And you laugh because you think it's funny, because, I'm just sad, right? When I told you I was depressed, you told me that you totally understood because you had been through it before. You had been sad. But when I wanted to keep talking about it, about the broken half nights that were drunken knife fights in my chest, clumsy, angry hands slashing from the inside until I couldn't breathe, my body was a house on fire, and I am a coward too scared of living to get out. Hyperventilating on scenarios that never were really there, my throat so closed up that I could not scream. The back of my throat is still coated in the film of salt water from all the times that I've tried to drown myself. I'm scared of the shadows crawling and clawing up the eggshell-thin walls of my brain, and I am scared because there are not enough pills in my parents' medicine cabinet to drown out my sound of a failure as a child. No matter how many times I stand in front of this mirror and say, am I worth it? I am worth it. I am worth it. Am I worth it? Am I even worth all of this? When you say something over and over again, it begins to lose its meaning. So I punch the mirror for the umpteenth time and wait for another 7 years of this shit, because at the age of 13, I learned to unzip myself from this body, to erase myself from reality, and through all the most comforting words that ever spilled through your mouth were, stop being sad. Stop complaining. Stop being sad. Stop being weak. Grow the hell up. Stop being weak. I thought you were over this. I'm sorry, but I've grown weak in the knees from carrying 3 tons of half-completed suicide notes on my back. I'm weak because my emotions get the best of me, and I've learned to cry it out instead of cutting myself out of family portraits late at night with dull razors. I am weak from holding my arms pressed up against firmly at my sides so that they don't claw at my veins. I can't console them like children to my chest in the fear they might grab my throat and never let go. And I do all of this to conquer my darkness, something that you had the audacity to call sadness. At 3 in the morning, I'm fighting a war within myself, guns cocked and loaded, ready to blow, but only one side can win. I think you misunderstood when I said I'm getting better. What I actually meant was I stopped daydreaming of my funeral in the spare time. I am now daydreaming of ways to combat against this thing that you call another kind of sadness. And every day, I thank God that I'm just the 40 seconds and not the 13.7 minutes.